community participation in that, which is very, very strong. But again, decisions which are taken, which are done, the implementation of that, like a solar heater, we wanted to put it on top of this unit, took again 1 year for the entire, and this is I'm talking about an emergency unit run in private partnership. So here we are talking about that private providers are not being regulated. This is again another asset that we need to see. Next. This is what we thought. We are not advocates. We thought a legal aid cell, because we know that going to the court, as it was discussed earlier also, 80% of the population here is tribal. Going to the court might not be that easy, even with a number of NGOs, a number of voluntary bodies, activists, meet in Baroda. Still, there's less option of going to court. I'm not very, very sure if that is going to, if that is in any case going to help, and that too quickly or without any issues. Legal aid cells at least an agency of separate unit, which are very few in the state, which could be user-friendly, and with military involvement of voluntary agencies. Compensation of each maternal death is what came to our minds, and that could be integrated within the government's grievance redressal system itself. Modification of the IPHS guidelines is also required to also include some of the quality of care indicators, at least for these obstetric labor. Strengthening of the RPS is our responsibility, but again, it has to be geared up putting up the social orders as has been mandated under the NRH. I'm sure with legal implications we have not been able to bring out very, very clearly, but then I'm opening it to this forum. NRHM does give certain mechanisms for grievance redressals. Public hearings is one of such things. Let me tell you, in these tribal areas we have adopted 20 public hearings. In first public hearing, people come, the government officials come, but in the second and the third, their attendance is very, very low. We have submitted something like 2,500 applications to the government authorities for substances. That means that activation at the ground level is there, but then action against these applications has been comprisingly 7%. 7% of 2,500 applications, some response has been received from the government. So, there are mechanisms within the regime. We are exploring that, we are working with that. But legal, I would really open up this presentation to the court. What we could do to make this unit better performing so that the lives of the court is safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry for cutting.
You all might have known that Manipur is one of the high prevalence states in terms of HIV. So, after this rolling out of this ART treatment by Missionary, the Manipur Tax Control Society had established 4 centers for drug Manipur. We have 9 districts. However, the authority has established only 4 units to take care of all HIV positives. So, by doing so, since Manipur is not plain area, it's comprising of a lot of hilly terrains. So people used to come to that particular center, traveling a long distance. That is why this petition continued to demand for increasing the number of city court bound machines. In other words, we demand for one center for each and every district. This petition has been filed by a positive group for Manipur Network of Positive People. Next. Here is the respondents. Respondents include University of India, NAPO, State of Manipur, MATS, and this National Institute of Medical Sciences, West Bengal. The issues involved in this EIA, this denial of right to life for the people living with HIV/AIDS due to shortage of CD4 testing facilities in the state of Manipur. This is identified as public interest litigation claim for issuance of various directions to the respondent for providing adequate and efficient CD4 testing facilities and medical connected care. Yes, I had already cited that. Yes, here the constitutional law involved is that a person having HIV/AIDS has also right to health, which is integral to his right to life guaranteed by Article 21 of the Constitution. Government has a constitutional obligation to provide health facilities. The certificate was filed in the year 2006, and on 14 June 2007, the court passed its order. Order asks the respondent to make available the CD4 testing facilities in all districts. The same judge also directed the respondents to make available of all the necessary staff so that it could run effectively. This is the only operative part of that order. This is the mere observation, or we can call it a ratio of that judgment. That's all. You may look to our SRL website.
For testing and not for ARP access? Any particular reason why?
They provide the ARP drugs, but for getting that, we have to get the test result of CD4 so that it will test. So, only problem is that the testing by PLSA is that they could not get tested those CD4 testing tests on time. That is why they have a problem. For getting ARP drugs, it's quite okay. Yes.
I said that since there's a lot of hepatitis C also, and so in the scheme of things, the positive people approach, like someone mentioned, antiretroviral treatment with CD4, because if you ask for things in advance, maybe something comes, but is that also included? And since you're asking, I'd like to ask Nandini that what has been the experience of others who are in public-private partnership? Are they all feeling disillusioned?
Most of the people who we have got in touch with, like we have not really got in touch with the big corporates like Mohan and other people, but we had a chance to talk to people from Tata. So they also had similar problems with the government system, because the issue comes in when you are wanting to work within the system. So we wanted to not create structures and the things that we would be doing independently, but we wanted to integrate it within the system, move out after a period of 5-6 years, and develop it, move out. That's why the 60-40 partnership was came into the picture. So some of the people who wanting to work with the government in PPP mode, they've also had similar experiences. But here, yes, there always an individual who's with you, and there's sometimes an individual who would want to create problems. So we've had both kinds of experiences in these 5 years also.
Thank you. We're very lunchtime.
I actually wanted some of the legal experts to advise us on certain things which could be taken up.
I think the organizers are pressing me to close it fast. Mr. Samaraya, thank you all for your lovely sharing of
and they were the petitioners in the Delhi High Court, which after a long struggle, I'm sure she will talk about it, from going from High Court to Supreme Court and back again. Finally, they got a very, very good judgment, which is a landmark judgment. And also, I think she will deal with the issue of how the right to life has been expanded to include right to privacy, which for the first time has been expanded, and the judges have dealt with this issue in great detail. So I'll open it for
I was going to talk about what led us to do something like this, because that is something that has also been challenged consistently. See, when we started our work with the MSM community, men having sex with men community, some things began to bother us tremendously. One was the fact that, and it was in the context of HIV prevention, and I truly believe, as an individual and we as an organization politically believe, that people will not learn to protect themselves if they don't value themselves. It's not going to happen. And this became very clear to us, especially in this community, because we found that very often young boys would come up to us and say, "Can you give us some medicine to stop making us feel like this? Is there any drug that will make me stop being attracted to other boys?" And it really became clear, obviously there's no such drug. Then we started getting cases where parents were taking their sons, and I'm talking more about men because they are more gay men, because they are more visible in communities. Right? Women don't even count in many of these issues. We found that parents very often were taking their sons to public hospitals, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, which is a leading hospital in our country, and they were given shock treatment so that they could stop being attracted to men. We actually went to the Human Rights Commission with this case, and the Human Rights Commission threw the case out saying that since it is an illegal activity under the law, we can't take a stand. And don't ask me where this came from, it came. So there were a number of things like this that happened that we decided, and constantly, because we do a lot of counseling with families, we found that parents, after